Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'm going to unbox this Type S dual view 4K dash cam with AI powered driver assistance. I picked this up at Costco at a very good deal. So stay tuned to this video. We're going to dive into this 4K dual dash cam and get this thing unboxed. So let's get started. Listed right here on the box, it has collision warning, lane departure, pedestrian warning, stop and go, and it also comes with a provided micro SD card. Some of the features listed here on the box is app controlled, ultra 4K recording, FHD 1080p high definition cabin cam, smart incident recording, speed detection, distance detection, GPS integration, and audio notifications. Here on the box, it says that the package include one dual view dash cam, a 32 gigabyte micro SD card, a 12-24 volt power adapter, a mounting bracket with 3M double-sided tape, spare 3M double-sided tape, one USB-A to a USB Type-C, two cable clips, one adhesive film, a quick installation guide. It has a recording resolution at 4K on the front, at 1080p on the interior. The view angle is 120 degrees diagonal. RF frequency 2.4 gigahertz. The power input is 5 volts DC, 1 amp. The screen size is 2.4 inches. So let's get this open. Put away the tabs here on the side. It comes with a quick installation guide. Please read before installation. We're going to take off this clear plastic housing. There it is. This card gives you information. We have a power cable. We have an additional power cable, USB-A to USB Type-C. We're getting some 3M tape and also some other literature. And this would be the dual 4K dash cam. It's pretty light. Here on the side, there is a slot for micro SD. 32 gigs. Also have a little spot here for the reset. The AI features are for assistance purposes only. Please maintain your focus on the road at all times. Okay, so it has a little screen, 2.4 inches. Slide off this paper. You can peel this 3M tape, and I'm guessing that you can place this onto the front of the windshield, and it gives you the view of what you're seeing on the 2.4-inch display screen. It has a forward facing camera facing back at you. On the front, we have the forward facing camera looking outward, a 4K cam. So to power the unit, here on the top, you're getting a USB Type-C power connection. Plug it right in on the top, and then you can plug this into your 12-volt cigarette outlet, or you can plug in your USB Type A to USB Type C. So when you look up close underneath the bottom, you have some buttons here on the bottom to set the date and time. And also this camera turns up and down. So when it's mounted on your windshield, you can adjust the camera that's facing you up or down. One of the things that we're going to have to do is mount this thing inside of the vehicle. And basically the way you're supposed to mount this thing, it actually has a little bracket that came with the camera, and it actually slides on the front. So it may be a little bit tight getting it off, but you want to push that mount off, and you want to mount this thing on the glass of your windshield. And it came with some additional two-sided tape and some cable stays to route the cable. Well, it came with this little plastic film that you're going to put on the windshield, and it has a little spot that's hard to see, and you're supposed to mount this two-sided bracket to the film onto the windshield. So it came with everything you need: 3M tape, and also some cable stays to route the cables. But what I'm going to do, which is not in the directions, I don't want to permanently mount this thing. I want to be able to put this in more than one vehicle. So if I mount this thing with this double-sided tape, that's more of a permanent mount. So what I'm going to do to mount this thing, I have a mount that I've been keeping around my garage. It's a magnetic mount. Now the piece that came off of the camera is not magnetic, so it's not going to stick. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to modify my mount to accept this bracket. And once I put this bracket on the mount, and then I can snap my dual dash cam to the mount, and then I can put this in multiple vehicles, so I don't have to limit myself to one vehicle with the mount that came in the kit. So I picked this thing up. I've had it for years. I don't even remember where I picked it up from, but I've been saving it, and I think this would be a perfect opportunity to use this thing. So the way it's made, I'm just gonna take the mount loose. It's got some Phillips screws. I'm going to remove the Phillips screws and see if I could just stick the double-sided tape, the 3M tape, onto the plastic bracket that goes to the mount. A good installer must always be prepared to improvise. I'm not sure why the dash cam didn't come with a mount that you could remove. It looks more permanent. So let's see if we can open this up. I'm going to take a flat screwdriver. I don't know if this thing is glued in. Okay. Looks like a flat magnet. Okay, it got some little magnets in there. So I'm going to take my screws and put those back into the mounting plate. And I think this is going to work. This is the first time I've ever tried this. A good installer must always be prepared to improvise. And I just want to make sure, I'm going to heat this metal up. I want to make sure that I got a good bond for the 3M tape to adhere to. Just going to take my 3M tape. And I'm going to mount this take my needle nose and just press it down. Make sure I got a good bond. But now I could take my mount, snap that on, and now I can take the camera, slide it onto the mount, and now that thing is mounted. It's not going anywhere. And now the camera is adjustable, and I can mount this on any windshield. I can rotate it around. I can mount it up like this. So, and I can also take it off, slide it off of the bracket. And that's pretty cool. And this is a mount that I've just kept around. Wasn't sure if it was going to come in handy. And this is actually perfect. So to set it up, comes with 2 power cables. You can plug this into your cigarette charger. And it also has a USB Type-C, USB Type-A to USB Type-C. It actually came in the kit. So I'm going to plug up my USB Type-C, as you guys can see. And now I'm going to plug this right onto the top where it says USB Type-C. And let's see if this thing comes on. So looking at this unit, we have the date format, the time format. So on the bottom of the screen, we have these little buttons. So it already has the date and the time. So let's go back. Time format. Okay, so it shows, it says, please align the green line with the center of your vehicle and the red line with the bottom horizon. Click check to confirm. So this thing is ready to set up. I'm going to unplug it and we're going to take it out, get it plugged inside of the vehicle and take it out for a test ride and see how this thing performs. Okay, now we are inside of the vehicle, and I have the dual dash cam set up on my mount. Like I said, the mount that comes with the dual dash cam is kind of more of a permanent mount, where they want you to mount it onto the windshield of the automobile. But for my particular setup, I set it up because I drive multiple vehicles, and I would like to be able to take this thing out of one vehicle and put it inside of another vehicle. So I put it on this handy mount. So I'm going to mount this up on my windshield with my mount. Now, the way they want you to actually set this thing up, they want you to take this protective film, put it up against the glass, and then they want you to put the little bracket that came in the kit onto the windshield. So I did not want to make a permanent mount. Again, I just wanted mine to be able to take it out and put it in multiple vehicles, and it actually looks pretty good. This camera will rotate up and down. This is the forward facing camera. It will rotate up and down. Just plug it into my cigarette charger, get some power. It came with these little brackets that you can run your wires. So your first button, once you turn it on, you're gonna see the menu to adjust the horizon and vertical. Now your second button changes the camera view. The second button changes the camera view. So if I press it on the bottom, it'll show the forward and it'll show the facing camera. If I press it again, it'll show just the forward. If I press it again, it'll show the facing. So it kind of gives you two different views, a full view facing you, looking forward simultaneously. Okay, third button is a lock button. I'm not sure what that lock does. The fourth button is actually a stop recording button. So if you want to stop recording, press that button. You press it again, it'll start recording, and it'll give you a little red dot up in the corner. The next button would be, looks like a power button. So let's take this thing out and let's see how it actually records. And I've been seeing this thing in Costco for a while, and I've always wondered if it's any good. Today would be the first day that I've taken it out for a test ride, and you can run your wire. You can straight wire it, or you can use the provided USB type A, correction, USB type C cable, or you can plug it directly into the USB type C into the cigarette outlet. So as you can see, it went to a sleep mode. You want to bring it out of sleep mode. And so since I drive multiple vehicles, I wanted to be able to just move the camera into the vehicle that I'm riding on that particular day. And I'm subject to ride another vehicle, and I just would like to be able to mount the dash cam in different vehicles. And so once I get back to post-production, I'll be able to play back the footage and see how it turns out. I'm not sure if it's gonna show two different files, one for the forward camera, one for the rear camera? Or is it going to show on playback whatever's on the front of the screen? The camera system that I have in my enclosed trailer, even though it shows multiple views on the display screen, it gives you separate files for the footage that's being recorded. So I'm not sure on this particular setup if it's going to give me two separate files, or if it's going to, it's just going to play back on one file whatever's on the screen. So whether I have it forward facing or have it on the forward and the rear at the same time, I'm not sure how it's going to look on playback, but we'll be able to check that out once we get back to post-production. So I'm just out here testing out this thing, and I'll let you guys know what I think about it. So stay tuned to this video.